Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. Want to go over some key teaching points using a growth mindset for when you use the deep choice stack phases 1, 2, 3 to get to your deep choice series. The key point here, phase 1, we want to go ahead and learn through mistakes. So we want to kind of encourage failure and use a games approach where we let them kind of work through some things initially. Phase 2, then we'll start to develop the timing and the consistency. And then phase 3, develop that confidence through everyday work. As you go through here, it's great to pause and look at the yellow boxes where there's key coaching points and teaching points both on technique and on decision making so you're consistent. Let's take a look. Phase 1 with our 4 verts, again, we learn through making mistakes, so we want to encourage them to get the reps and be aggressive, and we're going to just keep improving through making those mistakes. Key teaching point, don't tell the players what they're doing wrong, tell them how to do it correctly. So you can see here with the 4 verts, the Z and the X, where they have the read of the go or the tracer, we tell them if there's a gray area to go ahead and go deep every time. Also, the quarterback, we want to make sure that they're being decisive then and throw a flat deep ball and make sure it stays outside that receiver's framework. We don't want to throw it to his inside, and we want to encourage him not to overthrow so that we've given our receivers a chance to make plays. Phase 1, we'll use our drill 25 where we've got 2 quarterbacks going with the 5 receivers to get maximum reps. Again, we want to make sure the X and the Z are being decisive, so if there's a gray area at that 10 yards, they're going to go ahead and go deep. We'll do the same thing with the A on the bender read. After 6 steps, if he's not sure the middle is open or not, he'll stay vertical on the hash. But if the middle is open and the safety over top of him, what we call is capped, then he's going to go ahead and just bend that and run a skinny post getting vertical still. H must stay on the hash on the seam. We're going to have QB2 here on the right as the primary read, reading the goat, which is the backside safety in the orange there. On that rocker mesh, if he feels he's got one of the two, the H or the A up the middle, then he's going to go ahead, take a quick shuffle step back, throw a flat ball right at the face mask of those receivers. If not on the mesh, then he's going to go ahead and turn his eyes right to the Z, and then on his shuffle steps be able to read the go or the tracer. QB1 on the left is in the reset, but again, he's going to do phase 1 with his rocker with his eyes on the coach, the goat, the backside safety in the orange. Again, then he's going to turn and start his shuffle and get his eyes on now the DB over the X for the tracer or the go. Phase 2 then is the all hitch, where we're just having those receivers locked into the tracer routes. This is where we want to develop the consistency with the spacing by the receivers, but also the timing with the quarterback. So to not rush him, we'll have the quarterback use their 3-step back pedal drop. The Z, the X, the H, and the A all should be working on that same timing with the great takeoff speed go, and then we're going to run our tracers down at 12. Key teaching point, that quarterback will pick the best side pre-snap. He's always going to go inside out, reading that strong or weak backer. So phase 2, drill 25 again. You can see now we've got the primary read on the left. The key here is we want that quarterback to take that 3-step drop, really focus with his eyes on the defender versus locking into a receiver, but be decisive and throw on rhythm. QB2 then is going to still look strong initially to the A, but it's going to take his eyes right to that weak side Mr. Zero, looking inside out H to the X again, being decisive and throwing on rhythm. We want to focus on getting completions in this phase 2 now. Last, we get full phase 3 where we're running the deep choice series. What we want to do is develop confidence now. One thing we want to add is the receivers, besides reading whether they can touch the DB or not at 10 yards, with the go or the tracer, to also read his hips. If he's still in his back pedal and he's in that gray area, now we want to keep going and run to his backside. If that DB has turned his hips to the sideline, so his back is to the sideline, and he's in that gray area, now we can run the tracer because he's got to redirect. We want the quarterback to still be very decisive on his reads and his throw, and the way you do that is just repping it every day. So again, now we add the X with the go or the tracer, but again, pre-snap, if there is no safety in the middle and he can beat that DB inside, then he'll run that glance or skinny post and take the TD there. So here's our last drill, the deep choice, where we can build that confidence. Again, on the left with the outside choice, we want to run those routes just on air, even if it's just a couple reps, with the coach giving that real subtle indicator read. And then on the right, they'll go with their partner and start to work full phase. We just don't have that receiver playing DB break on the ball. We'll wait till we get into 7-on-7 or 1-on-1, 2-on-2 situations. On the right now, doing the inside choice, again, we're going to do the same thing, just working those routes independently to get that timing, but then we'll add the read versus the partners on the right. Key point there, that inside choice, if we run the dig bender, we want to make sure we bend that at 10 yards and speed cut with the inside foot, and it's okay to get a little depth as we take that middle box. You can see now we've got a very simple and sound way to stack both technique and tactical decision making so that we can have a growth mindset, encourage your mistakes early for learning, but then starting to build consistency and confidence in the deep choice series. Thanks.